Planet Zoo has been rated E10 by the ESRB for crude humor, mild blood, and mild violence. It has been approved for all players aged 10 years and up. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Greensborough Zoo. How you doing? Hope you're doing fine. I'm doing all right. It is, of course, raining once again because those British developers who made this game can't imagine a temperate area that doesn't rain as much as Britain. And there it is. That's what they're doing. I'm just looking around the zoo right now. These are the baboons. They have shelter. What do? They sit out in the rain. Let's see is there anything that I need to take care of before we start the build? All right, one of the African penguins has matured. We can send them back to the wild. Another of the African penguins has matured. We can send him back to the wild. The bongos are fighting for alpha status. Okay. We may need to invest in a new female bongo soon. For that matter, we may need to invest in a new male bongo soon. In fact, I'm going to just do this. I'm going to find her. Where is she? And put her on birth control. Because we can't get rid of her until she has her babies or dies. And him, Aliatoro, I'm going to go ahead and trade him out. Now that will lead who I'm renaming to Walter as our sole male bongo. Let's go looking. Need a new female? I was looking at the males, then you just look at the females. She's not bad. She's better. Okay, is there a reason I can't adopt her? Oh my god, her listing expired while I was looking at her? My lord. Okay, and the other thing we got is Okapi that are fighting because of overcrowding. So let's look at the Okapi. And we'll release this young lady to the wild. And of course, we got the second animal delay. Even though I adopted a freaking okapi in the meantime, we get the second animal delay. All right, that takes care of the bongo and okapi problem. Yep, looks like that's it. And when our pregnant bongo gives birth, we'll go back and we'll trade her out. Now, my plan for this episode is to add a habitat for the African leopard. I did some initial spacing you can see here. So I'm going to get started on that build. Should actually be a pretty straightforward build, actually. Okay. Busch Gardens in Tampa here in Florida has African leopards. And I looked at some of their habitats and I noticed a couple of things. They use a lot of glass and a lot of netting. And then they back that up with distance from the guests. The leopards are consummate climbers. And apparently are genius escape artists if the keepers are not paying attention. Of course, it has to be opaque. You can't have people looking through it, which is why you would use glass in the first place, right? Am I kidding? That would just be dumb. All right, we'll use this. Okay, that works. Perfect. Okay, what I want is one of those, middle beam large. I want it 2 meters. What the hell? This one. Okay, now what I want is the mesh. Okay. What I want is a high wall. Every habitat I looked at for the African leopard, including the ones here in Florida, um, they've got a lot of headspace. Because these animals like to climb, and without a lot of headspace, you can't have a lot of climbing room. Climbing room is apparently very important to these animals. All right. That's my cell phone. My caller ID says potential spam, so I'll just do that to it and shut down the bell, the alarm, as it were. Okay. And what we're doing now, of course, is putting a roof on this thing. Get one of the longer pieces this time. Yeah. Should have taken care of this earlier in the build process, but it is what it is. Perfect. I know I've gone quiet. I apologize. You know how I get when I build. I have a hard time remembering to talk to you guys. I'm top of it all, and I'm going to admit this freely. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm feeling the fact that it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, if it wants to be that way, it'll be that way. Goodbye, Jera. You were a good bird. Now you are free to go to penguin heaven. Perfect. See if I can get it right this time. Now, this section here doesn't have to be 2 stories. Okay. I think what I want here is to wall this side off like this. Come on. Okay. I know what I want. Yeah, I like that. And get that recolored, like so. And this is going to be the interior space for the leopard. What I'm going to do, though, is make this a little bigger. Like, say, here. Okay, now, concrete. Convex, yes, because I can't spell for shit. Here we go. Getting some kind of warning from my phone. We're apparently having high winds off the coast, and so they're giving out a beach advisory. Although, given the fact that Florida right now is having a cold snap, I mean, I understand it's not that cold for the rest of the country, but for Florida, it's pretty freaking cold. I doubt there's a lot of people out at the beach. But if you're planning on going to the Atlantic coast in Florida, don't, because high winds are making dangerous waves. That was the alert. Oh, for crying out loud, look at this. All right, that'll do. Separate out some of this area as leopard sleeping area. I haven't used steel mesh barrier in a long time. Okay. looks really good. I like that. That's very cool. Let's recolor this piece here. Oh, come on, really? All right. We're going to have to adjust this just a little. All right. Okay, there's a lot of noise going out behind me. You can hear it. The dog's going off, and there's people in the house. So hold on just a second, guys. We had somebody show up from the apartment complex. I think they're doing a safety inspection or cleanliness, some sort of bullshit inspection, and it's causing a lot of noise, as you can tell. So let's hope they keep the noise down. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. Okay, we're getting the barrier in place. We're going to put plaster walls on this end also. And we'll fix some holes I see. Just kind of casually in the infrastructure here. Let me show you. First, what we'll do. Whoops, hello. Okay, we'll get these in like this. Like so. That closes off the exterior of the building. And then what I want to do is I want to do this. If you notice, these cross beams didn't transfer over. So what I'm going to do, well, they did transfer over the entire thing. How about that? Okay, so we'll just make some copies. Get this all taken care of. Now, we got a nice open space here, and it looks like a big box. I'm going to add some rocks and stuff like that to make it a little more natural looking. Although it's going to be that zoo-ish artificial naturality that I'm sure you know what I mean when I say that. You know, zoos don't replicate nature. The zoos don't recreate nature; they replicate it. I read that somewhere and I thought it was brilliant. They're not trying to pretend to be. They're not trying to pretend that they are natural. They are, in fact, about as unnatural as you can get. What they're trying to get is to the point where you, the viewing public, don't mind so much. You know, they're trying to get you to the point where you don't mind the fact that the zoo is not natural. But it looks natural enough that there is verisimilitude. And if you don't know what that word means, it means the appearance of normality. You know, if something looks normal, if something looks normal, it doesn't have to actually be normal for you to accept it. It just has to look normal enough. And if it looks normal enough, you'll go, "Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. You know, that works. It's good enough." And that's all the zoo really wants. You know, when you go into a zoo and see hippopotami or whatever, that's not actually how they live. You know that, I know that, everybody knows that. But it looks like a place that hippopotamus could live. And because it looks like a place where a hippopotamus could live, we go, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine. That's all fine." Because it's our brain goes, basically, our brain tells us that almost is good enough. And since almost is good enough, almost is all we need. Hold on, let me fix something here. Okay, curve on ground path. We're going to turn that off and then redo it like that. And then I think what we're going to do, we can get a piece of plaster. What do I want here? Do I want this? No, not plaster, concrete. I just want to cover up this little itty bitty bit of path, like so. The workers will still walk on it, but it'll look better. Then I'm going to dip in here real quick. Borrow a sign. Okay. African leopard. How much room do we have in here? Oh, yeah. And I'm looking for a male. A likely male. Okay. African leopards. I'm going to make it every 3 months or so. Every month, I guess. Like that. Okay, I gotta rearrange this, obviously. All right, there we go. Now let's put a roof on this thing while we're waiting for the leopards to get here. Did I bring the leopards in? I'm Fairly sure I brought the leopards in. Yeah, there we go. Relocating. Come on. There we have our roofed-in facility. That's good. That's good. And we have leopards. Yay! All right. Let's just see. Let's see. Okay, for basic room they've got. Let's look at terrain right now. Too much short grass, not enough long grass. Okay, let's fix that. Also going to need some soil. We'll get to that when I do the habitat, which I'm doing right now. Let's look for rotation feeders. Grassland and tropical. Okay. We're going cardboard box because everybody loves cardboard box. And a fire hose ball. Now let's work more on the terrain. I need more soil. Okay. They need climbing. They don't really have any climbing toys. That's unusual to me. Oh, hey. These are good. They look natural and they're useful. And they work for climbing because I can do this. Okay, now they have enough climbing. I'm going to add uh, one more climbing thing. Maybe two. This praying mantis-like assembly here. There we go. This is going to be Ruby. And this is going to be Oscar. I've got a baboon that's dying. Okay, they can't climb the candelabra tree for some reason. Let me take care of this real quick. do. Yep, that will definitely do. Oops, sorry. I was looking at something closely and I banged my headset on my microphone. No, no, I don't want that. I want here. Okay, there we go. It gets some work zones in so that these animals are not ignored. Okay. Maintenance. And then zoo security last. We have an alert. Keeper hut is without power. It's the keeper hut inside the leopard facility. Okay. There we go. All right. So this has actually gone on a little longer than I thought it would. I apologize. Most of the builds for this entire zoo series for Greensboro is going to take a little longer because I'm concentrating more on detail than I normally do. And personally, I think it's allowing me to churn out a superior zoo. Of course, I also, you guys complained about me using speed builds. So if these videos are too long for you, let me know and I will go back to using speed builds. I'm just trying to give you guys what you want. Like I said, I'm just trying to give you guys what you want. You asked me for no more speed builds, so I took away the speed builds. Unfortunately, now you can see some of these builds are actually pretty freaking long. I don't mean them to be, but that's just the way it is. It's the way it works out. Leopard tuck. I have this in May. I'm shocked and amazed we don't already have people going to look at the big cat. Maybe that they haven't realized it's back here. And last but not least, education. So important for a successful zoo. Also added a new facility, so I need to make sure it's included so somebody repairs it. All right. And we do have somebody actually coming to look at the cats. That's a good thing. I figured it would just take a little bit to get people to notice that the leopards were there. Right. Time to do some research. Okay, before I turn this off, anything I need to deal with? The palace cats are fighting. Good overcrowding. Okay. Okay, I'll have to remember to come back and deal with this because Bryce is getting old and I probably need to replace her. And her boyfriend is almost as old. Tommy, he's almost as old as she is. Okay. I wish she would just go ahead and give birth already. Jesus. I like this. I like how it turned out. I think it turned out very well. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I haven't figured out yet what I'm going to do for the next episode. Probably be a small mammal or maybe some more hoof stock like an antelope or a deer or something. We shall see. It won't be another large carnivore. I'll tell you that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.
There's a solution, you could be a part of it. There's a revolution, you could be the start of it. Better get a move on while there's still a chance of it. If there's no improvement, this could be the last of it. Nature was a haven, now we need saving. No more conversation, time for cultivation. We all got a part to do to help the world pull through. But you gotta build a zoo. This is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky. The forest protected shall prosper, the forest neglected shall die. You've an aptitude to change attitudes, cause we have to prove it. That planet to grab your shovel. There's work to do, the world's in trouble. You gotta build a zoo.